Because Gerrard was so precise and so quick, he could play first touch passes straight into the gap, and then Torres running in behind defenders was killing them. I will talk about Liverpool against Real Madrid at Anfield, 2008 and 9. Second game, we beat Real Madrid 1-0 in the Bernabéu stadium with a goal of Benayoun. And I remember talking with Higuain when he was in Napoli with us about a goal that was disallowed, that they scored in a corner, it was offside, and we were pushing and leaving him in offside, and it was part of the game plan. And he was, oh, it wasn't offside. And we were watching the replay in Naples, and then he was offside, and it was because we were pushing up. No, interesting thing, we have Reina, and at the beginning when I came to Liverpool, we were using zonal marking with two players in the post with Yossi Benayoun, and after with Reina, that was more comfortable in the box and then punching or going for the ball in the air. We moved one player, and after we moved two players. So this game against Real Madrid, the first one, we have two players in the post in the past, and in this game we didn't have anyone, and Higuain was in offside because that in a second ball in a corner. So coming back to this game, so obviously we won 1-0. Real Madrid, the chairman, said that it will be a chorreo. That means that they will score a lot of goals. It will be an easy game for them. But they didn't count with the intensity of our team and Anfield, and the fans pushing and the team pushing. And I remember, obviously we beat them 4-0, but Casillas was the man of the match. So it was an amazing game with a lot of good things for our side, with intensity. And talking about the team, the way that Real Madrid was playing, that they will go in white with Cago and Diarra, and they have Higuain and Raúl, that was very clever between the lines. Robben and Sneijder. Sneijder, right-footed, he likes to go inside, and Robben left-footed, he liked to go inside. So we did it with Messi, with Arbeloa. When we play against Barcelona, they have Ronaldinho, Eto'o, and Messi on the right side, and we put Arbeloa, that was a right-footed defender, on this side to be sure that he was going against Messi, that was left-footed. So in this game, Robben was the main threat going inside all the time. So Fabio Aurelio, he knew, so he has to be sure that he was controlling him a little bit inside. But we changed the position of the midfielders. Alonso, that used to play here, we put Alonso on the right, and Mascherano, that was more a holding midfielder, on the left, to be sure that we have 2v1 when he was coming inside. So that was one of the key movements, if you want to talk about tactical movements. And the main one, obviously, for us was always Gerrard trying to stay behind the midfielders, and Torres trying to run in behind like we did all the time during this season. So Torres was always a threat. And because Gerrard was so precise and so quick, he could play first touch passes straight into the gap, and then Torres running in behind defenders was killing them. So Babel was also going inside, and Cow, that was always up and down all the time. Cow was much better than people think. Technically, he was quite good. So he has a hard touch sometimes, but he had the ability to do special things, and his stamina was amazing. So he was going up and down all the game, and he was a constant threat. So with Alonso, we have also this pass behind for Torres, and Mascherano working really hard here. So I think it was a team with a quite good balance. Reina also, if Real Madrid was attacking, so imagine that they were high, Reina always was really good regaining the ball and playing behind the defender. So, and Torres, he knew that. So we have the pace of Torres here, the pace of Ryan Babel here, the work rate of Kaut and Gerrard between the lines and getting into the box, or at the edge of the box, that he was quite dangerous. So it was a great game in terms of intensity, with these tactical adjustments and the threat of Torres and the threat of Gerrard between the lines all the time. Gerrard was learning, because when we came to England, it was always a debate with Lampard and him playing for the national team, because they didn't have a holding midfielder, and both players they were box to box. I remember playing Gerrard on the right at the beginning, and later on in the middle as a midfielder. So we were adjusting his position, and he was scoring 20 goals every year, 20, 24. So he was doing really well. But in terms of one of the things that we used to do is to improve teams, not just to improve players, that you can improve players. So Arbeloa was not in the national team, and he was going with Spain, or so many players that we have had that the same situation as Pilicueta when he was at Chelsea. Later on, he went to the national team. So we were improving players in the team. So Gerrard, little by little, he realized the movements of this position and how important was to find Torres with quick passes. And also, if Torres was running, and I remember some of the games, so the defenders, they were in panic. They were following him. Big gaps here for Gerrard. And he has the power to go at the edge of the box or to get into the box. No? Then this couple were really, really important because the understanding between them was very good. And then with Mascherano, Lucas Leiva, and Alonso, we have balance. Again, the key word. So we were capable to pass the ball, to play, and at the same time to defend and to protect the centre back. So this team has balance, was a threat in attack, and was capable to play counter-attack because the pace, but also because the quality and the way that we were pressing, we could sustain the attack and be an offensive team at the same time. You have to give more freedom to your fullbacks. So Fabio Aurelio was an offensive fullback. Fabio Aurelio was so good on the ball that he could make crosses from anywhere, and he was very, very precise. And here we have Fina, Glenn Johnson. We signed Glenn Johnson to go forward, or after Arbeloa, and they have to go forward. So Kaut could go inside because Kaut, he liked to score goals. Then you have always your fullback. If you think about Liverpool now, so one of the main threats are the fullbacks going forward. So for us, it was exactly the same. So we were keeping the balance. I will put Real Madrid here. But we were keeping the balance with two holding midfielders, and the fullbacks, they were always going forward. And if you remember, a lot of times that the Mascherano was coming here to defend because he was quite good covering. But the main thing for us, it was just to be sure that we could keep the balance like that. So at the end of the day, so still you have 4 players in the box. Imagine that Fabio was crossing, and then you keep the balance with 3 players. So they will be defending, obviously, like that. I will put them. If not, we can score an easy goal. So they will be something like that. So at the end of the day, you keep the balance here because you have 3 defenders, your midfielders to press. He will make a cross, and then you will have 4 players getting into the box. So that was always the key, to be sure that we have numbers getting into the box. At the same time, you keep the balance. If you do that, I would say again, some people think, oh, it's defensive. It's not defensive, it's balance. So you keep the organization of the team. You keep the ball away. If you cannot press, then you drop off. Normally 3 quarters, and then you come here, and then you keep the balance, or you keep the balance. It depends how you want to play. No? Then you will finish like that in this case. If they play with a player in between, with 3, or if they play with 2 holding midfielders, with a Sneijder here, so you will keep your team like that. Always balanced. I will say again, Robben here, it was a key player, so we have to defend, and Mascherano has to come here. I was balanced, team short, team narrow, and strong in defense, and really, really dangerous in attack because the quality and the pace that we had up front. People, they talk now about counter-pressing, but the AC Milan with Arrigo Sacchi was doing counter-pressing long time ago, and we used to do that with Valencia, even with Liverpool. So the main thing, as you say, is just to be sure that when you regain the ball, you have numbers there, so you get into the box. So the role is just, he has to attack. Imagine that it's a cross from here, so he has to attack the near post, he has to go behind, he has to come to the second post, and one of the midfielders has to come here. So ready to go or ready to wait, and the other one, keep the balance. So if you do that, so normally when we train, we come here, patterns of play, we come here, and we have these movements. So they have to defend here, so they have bodies here. This one is quite difficult for them to control, but at the same time, you keep the balance here, and you keep the balance here. So you need numbers, and you need to be sure that you are short and strong enough to press, for example, the keeper high now, very common. So Pepe Reina was very good on that, to be sure that you control them and you stop them playing counter-attack. If they can regain and they have quality to play, then everybody has to go inside quickly and then try to come back. Normally, you have players that it will take more time to go back. That is the important role of the midfielders. They have to manage, and the centre-back, they have to be aware, but you have to manage and gain some time to be sure that the players are coming back, and then you go back to the shape. The shape could be 4-4-2 defending or 4-2-3-1, depending on the role that you want to give to your second striker or number 10.